which of us is surprised by the fact that Michelle and Barack are separated?
Attending the funeral for former President Jimmy Carter because she was still in Hawaii on an extended holiday vacation.
Nobody's saying you're divorcing. You're just saying y'all two ain't together. And here's the thing about it, bro. A woman wants to not be with you while hamstringing you in your efforts to move on. Because let's be honest, at 61 years old, Michelle Obama does not have nearly the options that 63-year-old Obama has. Let me tell y'all, some of y'all right now got bad little chicks right now. Let they ass run up on Barack Obama, and I bet Barack Obama can smash.
Tell us the truth!
All right, what's good, YouTube? It's your man, Book of AlphaRonomy, a.k.a. Dr. B.O.A. Yep. I got time today. Barack Obama, who is widely respected and perceived as the first black president, which I don't understand why you people are so simple and you went for that. You know, I guess it's the skin tone. But if you look around the world, there are many people, many nationalities who have dark skin tones, some darker than most of us. You know, there are people from other cultures, Indian cultures, who are darker than me. And so I just don't get how you guys would go for that, especially with the name Barack Hussein Obama. Because technically speaking, Hussein is the last name of Saddam, and Obama is similar to the first name of Osama. You just changed it as for B, and I just don't get that. But we're not going to get into that. That's a totally different story. Those close to the Obamas have gone on record to state that they have been separated for some time, and not just a short period of time. They have been separated for a long period of time. And when you think about it, you have to ask yourself, are you surprised by that? Which of us is surprised by the fact that Michelle and Barack are separated? I'm not at all. If you've kept up with politics, which I'm not a big proponent of talking about politics and all of that. I just don't do it. But if you noticed, when former President Jimmy Carter passed, Michelle wasn't there with Barack. When President Trump was inaugurated, Michelle wasn't there with Barack. And she wasn't there for Jimmy Carter's funeral because she was on vacation by herself without her husband. Let me tell y'all something, bruh. The telltale sign that two people aren't together is when they take vacations separately. Separate vacations, that's a damn dead giveaway. But outside of the rumors about, you know, Michelle possibly being Michael and all of that, outside of those things and all of that, I'm talking about the concept of a wife deciding that she's going to start living her own life. At that point, the marriage is over. Any point, the woman has declared that I want to be single, but she hasn't grown enough courage or enough desire to file divorce. As a man, you need to be prepared to file for a divorce. In that situation, you need to be prepared to file for a divorce. And many times men aren't prepared for that. The simple reason is, as a man, you overestimate the woman's value and you treat her as if she's too valuable. Now, a woman understands that in the beginning you're overvaluing her, but once she starts to believe that that's her true value, the situation takes a turn for the worst. Now, when Joe Biden dropped out as a potential candidate for re-election for president, Obama wanted Michelle to step in, just like Bill Clinton wanted Hillary to step in, you know, to further his own interest in the White House by having his wife in there and being her puppeteer. Well, Hillary did jump in it. She just didn't win. Michelle wouldn't even do it. Why? Because Michelle wants to live her own life. I'm telling you men now, with these modern women, marriage is not a long-term thing. It's valuable as long as it's beneficial. Once the benefits of it go away, man, these women don't want to be a part of it anymore, and they'll just sell out. Let's take a listen.
For the first time, former First Lady Michelle Obama is addressing those rumors that she and her husband are headed for divorce. The headline started after she passed on attending the funeral for former President Jimmy Carter, because she was still in Hawaii on an extended holiday vacation. Then she was a no-show at President Trump's inauguration, her husband arriving at the Capitol alone. Now Michelle is opening up on actress Sophia Bush's podcast.
The thing that we as women, I think we struggle with, like, disappointing people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so much so that this year people were, you know, they couldn't even fathom that I was making a choice for myself, that they had to assume that my husband and I are divorcing. This couldn't be a grown woman just making a set of decisions for herself, right?
Right.
But that's what society does to us.
The rumor swirled even as former President Obama posted this photo.
The woman simply says she just didn't want to do it. Now, she also says it's because since they left the White House in 2017, she's been trying to rediscover and redefine herself with her newfound freedoms. What freedoms are those? Here's the thing. She was already the man's wife before going into the White House. Now she has newfound freedoms? No, I thought your life just reverted back to what it was. She don't need to be free from the White House. It was only in there 4 years. What she's saying is she needs to be free from being Michelle Obama, married to Barack Obama. She has newfound freedoms. What's her newfound freedoms? Her newfound freedoms is that she ain't got to be tied to her husband anymore. You understand? And I want y'all to understand, brother, when a woman says she was hesitant to say no to invites before because she didn't want to disappoint people, that includes her husband. Now, she didn't say they're not together. She says that they assume that they're divorcing. Nobody's saying you're divorcing. We're just saying y'all two ain't together. And here's the thing about it, bro. A woman wants to not be with you while hamstringing you and your efforts to move on. Because let's be honest, at 61 years old, Michelle Obama does not have nearly the options that 63-year-old Obama has. Let me tell y'all, some of y'all right now got bad little chicks right now. Let they ass run up on Barack Obama, and I bet Barack Obama can smash. You understand me? At a certain point, a woman's viability as an option for the majority of men is gone. Only the most desperate men on earth would be looking at 61-year-old Michelle Obama as a viable option. But there are hundreds of thousands of women on earth who would view Barack Obama as a viable option. You understand me? Just because he's been the president. At one point, he was the most popular man in the world, right? He was commander-in-chief of the United States, right? For 8 years. 8 years, he the most popular man in the world, right? The most talked about man in the world was him. And he also showed that he had some swag. He shot some ball. He did some things, man. Walked up to his little meetings with that pimp dap that we all have, man. And I'm telling you, brothers, it's one of those things. He's been able to speak influentially to all the women in the world for 8 years. Michelle can't compete with that. The same way Jada can't compete with Will. It's Will Smith. You mean tell me you don't think Will got more options than Jada? Come on, man. Come on, brothers. Let's be realistic, man. Listen, even when it comes to Sierra and Russell, Sierra may have more options to smash. Yes, bunch of men would smash her. Let me be honest with you. If she wasn't married to Russell, I'd smash her too. I ain't gonna do like Future and smash her while they still together. But yes, but when it comes to like somebody being willing, man, to be in your life in a permanent way, Russell has more options than that. Now, it may not be for the reasons that we want, not all of them, but y'all get what I'm saying. And I want y'all to understand something. These are the type of things that are being said about the couple. One of their close people said they love each other deeply, but marriage is work. They're committed to doing their work even now. Man, these people been married all this time. The fact that you got to say marriage is work, man, that means that they working on keeping that shit together. Marriage ain't work. Setting up the marriage right is work. Setting up the marriage to flow, yes, that takes some time, effort, and energy to set up. But after that, it becomes a lot easier because you set it up the way it needs to be set up. It's not like you got to keep shifting things and changing things. These are two people that are trying to build a life together. So once you set that life up at its core, at its foundation to work the way it's supposed to work, it becomes easier once you get into the functional structure of the relationship. But I just say this to y'all, man. When she says for a marriage to work, you got to know your person you're married to and like who they are, even in times of struggle. What does that even mean? What time of struggle are they having? They were just in the White House 8 years ago. What time of struggle are they having? It doesn't matter. Your qualities and characteristics don't matter if a person doesn't want to be with you. Of course, you're the same wonderful person that you've always been. It just doesn't work. And the last thing she claimed is feelings are going to change over time, and couples need to put work into their relationship. That's all fine and good for people who are just getting together. They've been together for a long time, dog. These are beginner statements that she's making. And when a woman goes back to making beginner statements, it's because she's checked out of the marriage, the relationship, whatever it is, brothers. And I'm telling you right now, when a woman checks out of a relationship, it's over. It's over. When a woman says feelings change, when a woman's feelings change, it's over. That's why you can't trust a woman's love because it's fleeting. A woman will love your dirty drawers today and take you to divorce court, man, and treat you like a monster. She'll treat you like you're a monster and she the enemy monster trying to destroy you off the earth. But they're the same woman who years ago said, I vow to love you through everything, richer, poor, sickness, health, better, worse. Same time you were telling her, I'm going to love you too, richer, poor, better, worse, sick, health, fatter or skinnier. You say all of these things. But the problem that you men don't get is that the woman never means the vows. She means the vows when she says them, but she doesn't mean the forever part. She doesn't mean until death do us part. She doesn't mean that. She don't even understand the concept of that. She means until she don't feel that shit no more. And at that point, you as a man, you got to be ready to skedaddle on a broad, man. Barack Obama ain't gonna never be president no more. He don't need Michelle Obama. He don't need her. He'll never be president again. And I know, women always say, well, you're going to need somebody to take care of you when you get sick. Don't get sick. Start fasting. Put them fruits and vegetables in your body. Stop eating all that flesh every day. Stop eating all them unhealthy fats all the time. Stop eating all them carbs and sugar all the time. Eat things that our bodies were meant to digest. Stop eating all them sea creatures. Putting that pork in your body and doing all of that, man. Stop doing all of that. Eating all that fried food. Cut it out. Drinking all that liquor. Cut it out. Preserve your body and your body gonna be good. If you preserve your body the right way, by the time you need somebody to take care of you, it ain't gonna be that broad. She gonna be sick. That's all I'm saying. So I want y'all to understand, dog, that you don't have to stay stuck in a situation because you got in it with a woman. When she checks out, you check out too. You ain't got no business chasing her, but you got to keep in mind that there's a point she's gonna check out. The problem is y'all go blindly into these situations and truly believe that the woman is gonna stay and be loyal to you forever. Most of these women can't be loyal to you past the point where they get turned on or aroused. That's just what it is, man. And I just want y'all to understand and remember this. No matter what you give a woman, whoever she is, whatever she is, she'll always be that. Because there's nothing else she could ever be. Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this Prism of the Ism. And as always, Alpha's up, Beta's down. Peace.